Hi, fourth grade students. I hope that you all are having a great day. Today you are with Miss Floyd, and we will be talking about literary elements, but most importantly, the plot. So you might say, well, what are literary elements? Well, when we talk about the story elements, we're talking about the setting, characters, plot, climax, theme, and resolution. And these all really fit into the plot of a story. And that's going to be our main focus today. Well, the plot of a story is how a narrative is structured. And we know that we're about to start writing a narrative. So, in order to write a narrative, we need to know how to structure our narrative. A narrative is any work that tells a story, such as a short story, a novel, a drama, or a narrative poem. We have many parts of a plot. The first part of the plot is the introduction. This is where you give background information in the setting. You talk about the characters and a little bit of the intro to the conflict. The rising action. The rising action, these are the events that lead up to a turning point. These may involve conflict. Basically, this is the summary of the story before it gets to that climax part. The climax, it's the highest point of the story where everything changes after it. Think of this as the most exciting part of the story. This is where the conflict starts to resolve. It really comes to a head right here. The falling action. These are all the events that happen after the climax. And then the resolution. This is where this is the part of the story when the conflict ends, and it's basically the end of the story. So, how you put this into a diagram, we call this the plot mountain. We start off with the introduction. As we go up, think of it as a mountain peak. We're going up the mountain. This is the rising action. These are the events leading up to the climax or the most important part of the story. If we go down, we see the falling action. These are the events after the climax where everything starts to change. And then the resolution is how the story ends. And I'm going to kind of show you an example. This is the plot diagram that I did on the book Holes. I love Holes. So down here on the introduction, I told the characters. Stanley, he has a lot of bad luck. So this is a part of the conflict as we go forward. The setting is Camp Green Lake. Very hot and not a lake. So the rising action, this is a little bit of a summary of the narrative before we get to the climax. So Stanley is having trouble fitting in at Camp Green Lake, but he makes one friend, Zero. And he eventually steals a truck to go find Zero after he runs away. For our climax, Stanley and Zero find the treasure chest, but they're trapped in a hole with several yellow-spotted lizards, which are deadly. The warden is waiting, but they never get bit. And this part of the story is the most exciting point. This is where all of the rising action conflicts and they all come into play right at this story. It's really exciting. It keeps you on the edge of your seat. And the falling action, this is everything after the climax where everything starts to change. So Stanley realizes the treasure chest belongs to his great-great-grandfather. The resolution of the book Holes is Stanley erases his family's curse. This is how they solve the conflict. So for today, you all are going to be doing this on your own. If you look, will be doing a plot pyramid. Our plot pyramid. This might look really intimidating at first, but I promise it's not that bad. This is the slide that you will be doing all of your work on. If you go to slide 2, it will have the directions. So step 1, you need to fill in the plot vocabulary word that matches the graphic Miss Floyd went over. So your vocabulary words are I'm going to change one thing really quick. I'm so sorry, friends. Introduction, rising action, falling action, climax, and resolution. Then on step 2, you're going to fill in the definition that matches each vocabulary word in the box under it. And it gives you the definitions under each. So if you go back to your slide, you're going to fill in the word and the definition. And if you see, this is a plot pyramid or a plot mountain. Then on step 3, you are going to go in and use the circles that match up with the vocabulary word to give examples of each from a story you have read before. A great story to use would be Wonder, since I think most of you have read that in 3rd grade. So remember, circle 1 matches up with box 1. For example, this circle 1 matches up with this box 1 word and definition. Circle 2 matches up with this word and this definition. Circle 3 matches up with this box and this definition, and so forth. And if you say, Miss Floyd, I haven't read Wonder before, it's okay. You can choose a different story. All right, friends, good luck. Let us know if you need anything.